If you or someone you care about is dealing with gastroparesis, you know how frustrating mealtime can get. So today, we're going to cut right through all that confusion. Our goal is to give you a clear, empowering plan to find some real digestive comfort. Let's dive in.
You know that feeling when you're in bumper-to-bumper traffic and you're just not moving? Ever feel like your stomach is stuck in that same kind of gridlock? Food just sitting there, going nowhere? Well, that's a perfect way to describe what gastroparesis feels like, and it's exactly the problem we're going to tackle today.
So what's really going on in there? Well, normally, your stomach has strong muscles that contract to push food along its merry way. But with gastroparesis, those contractions are, well, they're delayed. They're not as strong as they should be. And the result? Food ends up hanging out in your stomach for way too long, which, as you can imagine, leads to all sorts of discomfort.
And that brings us to the big why. Why is this happening? And maybe more importantly, why is your diet the #1 tool you have for managing this slow-motion stomach? The answer is pretty simple, actually. What you eat, how it's prepared, and how much you eat, it all directly impacts how hard your stomach has to work. If you're living with this list probably looks very familiar, doesn't it? That constant nausea, the bloating, feeling totally stuffed after just a couple of bites. It is exhausting. But here's the good news. The diet strategy we're about to break down is specifically designed to tackle these problems head-on. Okay, so how do we start to manage this? Well, this isn't about a super restrictive list of things you can never have again. Not at all. It's about having a smart strategy, a set of principles that can bring some serious relief. Let's just call them the Diet's 6 Golden Rules.
These 6 rules, they're going to be the foundation of your new game plan. So let's get right into them and break down what they are.
All right, let's run through these real quick. Small, frequent meals, that means less work for your stomach at any one time. Makes sense, right? Choose low-fat foods because fat naturally slows down digestion, so we want to ease up on that. Go for low-fiber foods. Again, they're just easier for your body to break down. Favoring soft and liquid foods helps them pass through more easily. And finally, chewing your food really well and staying hydrated, that gives your whole system a major head start. See, each rule is a key piece of the puzzle.
Now for the fun part. Let's translate those rules onto your actual plate. This is where the theory becomes reality. How do these principles turn into simple, smart, and honestly delicious food choices? I love this slide because it just makes it all so clear. This isn't about deprivation, it's all about making smart swaps. Instead of a crunchy raw apple that's hard to digest, you go for smooth applesauce. That heavy whole grain bread, swap it for simple white toast. And fried chicken, try some delicious baked fish instead. See, these little changes can make a world of difference. Let's really focus on the yes list for a minute, because there's a lot you can enjoy. The theme here is easy to digest. Think soft, think peeled, think lean. We're talking about cooked fruits and veggies, white rice, oatmeal, lean proteins like skinless chicken or tofu, and of course, amazing things like broth-based soups and smoothies. These are your go-tos for a happier gut. And now for the foods you might want to limit. And listen, it's not because these foods are bad, not at all. It's just that their high fiber or high fat content can create one of those digestive traffic jams we talked about. So things like broccoli, a big steak, or even fizzy drinks can sometimes increase discomfort. It's just about being mindful. Okay, so we have the rules and we have our food lists. But what does a full day of eating actually look like? Let's put all these pieces together and see what a sample meal plan might be. But first, a really important point. Planning ahead is your best friend. How you cook your food matters too. Gentle methods like steaming or blending can make a huge difference. And a food diary, honestly, that is your secret weapon. It helps you figure out your own personal triggers. Because let's be real, everyone's body is a little bit different.
And here we go. This is what those 6 golden rules look like in action. Notice how we have 5 or 6 smaller meals instead of 3 big ones? Everything on here is soft, low-fat, and low-fiber. You've got your scrambled egg whites, a smoothie, blended soup, baked fish. This whole plan is designed to give you great nutrition without overwhelming your system.
But, managing gastroparesis isn't just about what's on your plate. Your daily habits play a massive supporting role. So let's look at a few simple lifestyle tweaks that can really boost the effects of your new diet.
These might seem small, but trust me, they are game changers. Staying upright for a bit after you eat, you're letting gravity do some of the work for you. A gentle walk, we're not talking a marathon here, can help get things moving. And stress. Stress can directly mess with digestion. So things like meditation or deep breathing aren't just a luxury. They're a real tool for managing symptoms.
Now, there's a really important question that usually comes up with a diet like this, and I bet you might be thinking about it too. If you're limiting a lot of high-fiber foods and certain other things, are you going to miss out on key nutrients? And that is a totally valid concern.
And the short answer is, yeah, it's possible. This way of eating can sometimes be a little low in things like iron, B12, calcium, and vitamin D. This brings us to a crucial point, and please hear this. This is not something to guess about. It is absolutely essential that you work with a doctor or a registered dietitian who can keep an eye on your levels and tell you if you actually need supplements. So let's end on this powerful idea. This journey isn't about restriction. It's about adaptation. It's about learning to work with your body. By making these smart, gentle choices, you can manage your symptoms, you can stay nourished, and you can absolutely regain a sense of control over your life. Thanks so much for joining me.